Game number 3 here at the Gulfport Sportsplex. We got the winners games here. Texas Southern, Florida A&M later, Jackson State, Alabama State, Southern, and UAPB have been eliminated. We started with 8. We're down to 6. Glad you can join us on the SWAC Digital Network. Simone Stanley will join us in a moment. I'm Charles Edmond. Joseph Rankin, former head coach of Alcorn State University Lady Braves, knows this conference well, knew it well, and now Joseph Rankin. Here we are, the winners games with Paris Johnson leading it off.
Well, it ought to be a pretty good game. I mean, you have the top hitting team in the conference against the top pitching team in the conference, so I'm looking forward to especially these two pitchers that are that have been pretty good all year to be able to see how this game goes.
And you've got with pitching, the whole thing of good pitching versus good hitting. Good pitching always trumps good hitting. We know Texas Southern typically, they've had some really strong arms. And FAMU, they won a low-scoring one-run game, a slapper foul, as Paris Johnson leading it off. Paris Johnson, 420 during the regular season with a home run and 8 runs batted in here in this, the top of the first inning. Later it will be Alabama State, Jackson State, a foul off to the left side. And Joseph Rankin, a 2-1 game. You're just getting in yesterday in that game yesterday. One of the better low-scoring SWAC softball games. 2 great pitchers, and it came down to a routine play with the winning runner at third, keeping her at third, and paying attention to the runner at second base. And too much attention to that and not enough on the lead runner. We'll talk about that. Here's the 1-2, misses outside. But if you talk with Coach Rodriguez about her game yesterday, she said quickly moving beyond that. And, how quickly as a coach do you try to flush it out of your system what happened in game 1 of a tournament, and how realistic is it to do that because you're on such a high for such a short period of time?
Well, I think it's realistic because, you usually take the night to celebrate it or enjoy that win and then move on. But, they've been kind of conditioned to that all season as far as the series and all. So you usually come out the next day looking forward to competing for the next game and hopefully getting the win for that one.
2-2 the count. Another slap. Foul territory, is there a play? Nope. Simone Stanley, this is our first winners bracket game. You've talked with both coaches and both looking forward to this one.
Yes, we got to talk to both coaches before the game and get a little insight into their pre-game routine. Texas Southern Coach Rodriguez told us that the players played volleyball before the game, just allowing them to get loose and relax heading into the matchups. We talked to FAMU Coach Patterson as well, and we've seen FAMU strolls, their pregame and post-win strolls, go viral on social media, and Coach Patterson says it's a lot of fun watching the girls, but sometimes she has to jump in, and we might see her jumping in today. She said maybe around the third if they have a sizable lead.
Yeah, I like to see that. I like to see that dance off. Count is 2-2 to Paris Johnson. Facing the Lady Rattlers Hughes. This pitch misses. And then Berger, again, will get the start. And Coach Rodriguez says she should be good to go for as many innings as needed. And Joseph Rankin, how closely will that be watched? I know she said that, but she's a freshman pitcher. She was up against it early, settled in. Here's a slapper down the left side, and it's going to lay it out of play. Ooh, up against the fence. Man, and she is shaken up, and she is okay. Man, we've seen some tough catches up against that fence, gainer down the line. Good effort and tumble over. Oh, Coach Rankin, it's tough to look at right there.
Well, you hope that she's okay, but as a coach, you love the effort. You definitely love the effort to try to get out there and catch that fly ball. But thank goodness that she's okay, because it didn't look initially like that was good.
Full count, 3-2. 1 out.
Oh, like trying to freeze water in a microwave. He is gone.
Cam Richardson stands in. hitting .344 with 11 runs batted in. So you got two pitchers, Coach Rankin, who pitched yesterday. Interesting deal here.
Well, I mean, if they're your aces or, some of your main pitchers, you're going to go back to them, especially if they're feeling okay, which, as Hughes there, looked like she's thrown quite a few innings, so I think she's kind of conditioned for it. But, I mean, at this point, especially in the tournament, you just got to do what's going to give your team the best opportunity to win.
I just often wondered, I'm amazed at, first of all, how do they do it? Rise ball high. The same thing for Texas Southern. And their pitcher, Lauren Berger, who won 8 games during the season. And she was kind of in a little trouble yesterday. Her team gave her some offense, and she was able to settle in nicely. The nerves from the freshman early on, as you might expect. 1-1 to Pamela Richardson, the right fielder. Slapped foul. And coach, two teams obviously were eliminated. UAPB, young team, and then Southern University, two teams from the Western Division, both battled, and it's always tough conversations when those seasons come to an end. You're talking to them on one of the adjacent fields, and there's tears, there's emotion. It's just tough when the season comes to an end, because in softball as well as baseball, you start playing in the cold, you got gloves and scarves, and then you got beautiful weather at the end, but then it's not a beautiful end result because the season's over.
It isn't, because, I mean, it's a lot of time, a lot of investment put into the season. You're talking about all the days of workouts, and especially if you're a program that whether it's 6 a.m. conditioning or early morning stuff, the weights that you lift, the practices, the days of study hall and all the traveling and stuff. So it's a lot that's invested into it, and of course it's disappointing whenever the season comes to an end, but you always have to commend any of these teams that get the opportunity to play here. And just unfortunately that, it's always going to come down to at least two teams are going to be out early and be out first.
Count is 1-2 to Pam Richardson here in the top of the first. Smith is outside, 2-2. The wind continues to be bristly here, and it's not really impacting any fly balls. I mean, the outfielders, what you saw yesterday, have done a nice job. Wind brisk 15-20 miles an hour throughout the course of the day, and gusty at times. Here's the 2-2. Another slapper foul. Coming up later, final game of the day, Alabama State, Jackson State, Eastern Division matchup. We were both talking with JSU head coach Shaky Montgomery. Just always fun to talk with him. He keeps it lively for sure. Here's a 2-2. Slap foul. And that ought to be a good Eastern Division matchup. You got two teams. What about Alabama State getting it done last night? And then Coach Rankin, what about Prairie View getting off the mat, trying to win their third straight tournament title? Got it done and eliminating Southern.
Yeah, today has been pretty good. I mean, Prairie View, you kind of expect that they would, come back today and just play a little better than last night. But, once you hit that loser's bracket, it's always about trying to survive and get to the next day. But these two games here that we have for the winner's bracket games, these ought to be pretty good.
Yeah, when you advance like that and coming out of the loser's bracket, you just want to get off your feet and basically get out of here, kind of, right? Just get off your feet.
Yep, you do, because, I mean, it's if you're going to win it, it's a long road ahead of you, because it is just it's tough. And as some people say, sometimes it's brutal to just try to come back through the loser's bracket and win, because eventually, once you get into tomorrow and Friday, those days get pretty long, because you're talking about playing, more than one game during the day.
Yeah, you could be playing two games Thursday and then maybe Friday. Here's a 3-2. Another slap foul. This is pretty good at bat here, Joseph Rankin. Pamela Richardson staying alive against Berger.
Yeah, first two at bats have been very good. A lot of pitches, which that'll be interesting because, that's just kind of driving up the pitch count a little bit. So that could become a factor a little bit later, especially since Ms. Hughes there pitched yesterday.
Full count, 3-2, 1 out. Call, third strike on the outside corner. Back-to-back Ks. Back-to-back Ks for Hughes, 2 out. Here in the top of the first inning. And bring up Charisma Garcia. Hit 303 during the season with 3 home runs. So 2 out, bases empty. A foul off to the right side. Well, a couple of strikeouts to start. I've been kind of bragging on the fact, Joseph Rankin, that there's been a lot of plate discipline. We've seen some strikeouts today, but yesterday I thought the players battled at the plate, fighting off pitches, staying alive, and getting rewarded for it.
Yeah, these first 2 at-bats, I know the result have been strikeouts, but still, in terms of sometimes you say getting intel for a latter part of the game, seeing a lot of pitches. Those first 2 batters have done a good job to see a lot of pitches and really kind of see how this pitcher is going to attack them.
The count is 2-1 to Garcia. Count is 2-1 here in game number 3. Both coaches have other arms to go with, and going what they feel like is a sure thing here. Game 2, however many innings they give. Here's the 2-1. Misses, 3-1. 3-1 the count, 2 out. Game number 3. So at 10:30, it's Bethune-Cookman and Prairie View tomorrow at 10:30. Here's the 3-1, swing and a miss. The winner of this game, 1 game away from the championship round. A lot of action here tomorrow and Friday, maybe into Saturday. Winner take all game. Count is 3-2. Ball 4. Texas Southern has their first base runner.
For the Lady Tigers.
And it'll bring up Angel Morales at first.
And at the plate is number 37, Angel Morales.
Coach, I think when you look at Texas Southern, if you look at their head coach, Raven Rodriguez, I think she's done a fairly decent job. She kind of took over for a guy in Haley Barker that was pretty good at Texas Southern with softball, was an assistant at TSU, and coming in her 3rd season trying to build a program there. And they've had their moments in the tournament. It's been some disappointments, but I think anyway she's got them pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, and she does, which I talked to her earlier today. And I told her that, she finally looks comfortable. I don't know if, I'm sure it's a tough situation. Sometimes you take over a program that's not very good, and that's a tough situation. But here it is. She took over a program that Coach Barker had done a very good job there and really building something. So you have that pressure as well. And sometimes as a coach, you come in and, sometimes it's hard to kind of be yourself because people kind of expect you to do it the way the coach before did it. But, she said that she's much more comfortable and just her, team is a lot closer to how she wants them to be as a coach and all. So I think she's done a very good job with them, and especially just to kind of keep things going and get the program to where she wants it to be.
Not that far off. I think they're just kind of right in the mix. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball to short. Toss to second. 6-4. Side is retired. Garcia retired. And that'll take care of Texas Southern. They get a walk and they strand 1. We'll take a timeout here. Bottom of the first. Scoreless. Game 3 here on the SWAC. Look at Florida A&M Massing game. Paris Johnson of Texas Southern, Madeline Gonzalez, Berger, the pitcher. Brianna Duggins of Florida A&M, pitcher of the year. Brianna Hughes, 14-3 was her record with a 1.72 earned run average. All right, so Texas Southern with Maren Berger, 8-5 during the year.
Heading into
Bottom of the first inning.
Batting first for the Rattlers, number 4, Naomi Jones.
Naomi Jones, the senior, 4-13 during the season. Pitch is low, ball one. We are underway, home half of the first inning. Florida A&M, winner of this game, will play Thursday at 3:30 versus the winner of the next game, Jackson State and Alabama State. There's a pitch outside, 2-0 the count. So we started with 8, we're down to 6. Florida A&M with a win over UAPB. Texas Southern won a win. This pitch misses. How important Joseph Rankin is. I think you told me one year, you win the first 2 games of the softball tournament, you're kind of in driver's seat. That kind of the case. I mean, we'll see that. Obviously, one of these teams will have won the first 2, and then the next game, pitch strike call. You win those first 2 games, you can exhale just a little bit, right?
Yeah, but you're in a pretty good spot. Not sure, coaches say that you'll exhale, but you feel pretty good about your chances because you're in a very good spot in terms of the teams that you're going to play from that point on are going to, come to you after playing multiple many more games, especially. So, I mean, you definitely you're feeling pretty good about your team and just where things are if you can win the first 2.
And if you can win the first 2 using minimal pitching, I think that's even a double bonus. Here's a 3-2. Ball 4 just misses. Jones, the leadoff.
Is number 6, Kiana Watson.
Kiana Watson, the junior, 281 during the season with 17 runs batted in. Well, how much angst is it when the losers bracket games, though? Because I watched body language. Vernon Bland was not happy. His team was down 3-0, and inside the park home run right off the bat. And he visited the mound and was very adamant about what was not happening. His team responded, but when you're in that losers bracket, so much has to go right, very little has to go wrong for you to stay alive. But Prairie View was able to finally, time called here, as Prairie View was able to get out of the funk and score a bunch of runs.
Yeah, you have to have urgency because it's either win or go home. So nobody, especially if you're coming from Texas, nobody wants to drive all that way and just come and play 2 games. So you definitely have a little more urgency, and even coaching-wise, you may be a little more aggressive in some situations because, at that point, you're really not sure about tomorrow. So I was surprised when I saw Coach a little more
aggressive.
Animated.
Yeah. But he's usually a low-key guy. His pitch strike called. But the 2-time defending tournament champs still alive, and we'll see them tomorrow. Bethune-Cookman will take on the loser of this game at 10:30, and Prairie View will take on the loser of the nightcap, Jackson State and Alabama State. Count is 1-1. Scoreless game. Count is 2-1. See how aggressive Florida A&M becomes here with the leadoff on. Trying to bunt. Runner does try to steal second, and she does. Stolen base for Naomi Jones, Joseph Rankin, and the Rattlers have a runner in scoring position with a 2-1 count.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what that play was, because I don't think it was a straight steal. Not sure if it was something where she was expecting the bunt and just got a big lead, but it worked out for her to be able to get to second base.
Well, the last pitch she did go around. They checked with the second base umpire to see if she did, and she did go around. So the count is 2-2. Now full count, 3-2.
Full count.
We are in the bottom of the first inning of game 3. It's the 3-2 pitch popped up on the infield, and it's going to be caught at short. One away by Perla. One away, runner at second. And it'll bring up Maya Carter. Maya Gaynor at the plate. Gaynor, the shortstop. Gaynor, the senior, who had 324 during the season. Gaynor with 16 runs batted in. Pitch to Gaynor. Carries away from catcher. Runner to third. Charisma Garcia could not handle the low pitch. Carried to her right. Good base running there by Jones. Joseph Rankin taking third.
Yeah, very good. You always want to try to, read down angle, read the ball in the dirt, and she did a very good job as soon as she saw that.
She tried to squeeze home a run and fouled it straight back. Yeah, I mean, good aggressive base. That's the one thing I will say. These teams are faster now than 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I think Alabama State, for example, a team that you didn't think of them as the past of a bases stealing team, but even they've got more speed, and that helped them yesterday against Prairie View.
Yeah, I think that's just a model that a lot of people are going to just because how much it affects the game, especially if you can get those runners on base. I mean, speed it puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
And we've seen that throughout the course of this tournament. 2-1 the count, 1 out. The Rattlers with an opportunity to grab the lead. There's a bunt. Runner stays at third. Now they have the runner hung up. And the throw home not made. The second not made. The Rattlers get a run. Indecision at third. Nobody out there. Didn't get the runner at home. Didn't get the run on the bases. Rattlers with a 1-0 lead. All right, so let's talk about that play, Joseph Rankin. You all work on it in practice. What should have happened? What didn't happen?
Well, normally you try to. She made a good pump fake, especially get the runner out there a little bit. But you usually try to, you would want your pitcher to go at that runner to get her committed one way or the other before you give it up. And you generally don't want to try to throw it behind her. You want to try to run her back to the base, or as we say, run her back to where she came from. But it's just a, situation where the base runner did a very good job of, even when she reacted to the throw coming behind her, to take off and go home. But you normally want to take off at that runner and just get her committed one way or the other to get her in the rundown.
Well, the Rattlers using their speed and have a 1-0 lead, and the count is 2-1 to Nia Morgan. FAMU speed is what got it done for them in the 8th inning as they beat UAPB. Here's the 2-1. A little foul on the top of the Rattler dugout. She turned on that one pretty quickly.
And then also with that play, you would hope that whether it's your second baseman or your center fielder, that somebody's covering second, so that there's somebody there, so that base runner just can't take a free back because it's because nobody covered it.
Yeah. And the Rattlers not only get a run, but they have a runner in scoring position. Count is 2-2. Call. And the pitch is high, full count. Looked like it was a called third strike off the corner. Full count, 3-2. Rattlers with an early lead. Another foul off to the left side. You know, I was asking Coach Patterson about that play yesterday in which they won the game, and she wouldn't talk about it. I asked her, I said, talk about that play. She just smiled, and she just said, I tell you what, that's just something we got in the bag. And that's just one of those secret well, not a secret play, but it's just one of those you challenge the defense. And just the mere fact they were able to get away with it and win it because the winning run was at third, could have kept her there, could have been second and third. You never know what might have happened. They still might have won it, but in the manner that they did.
3-2, full count.
Full count 3-2. That's what makes it interesting. Full count 3-2, one out, runner at second. Poke to short, and the throw is there for the second out. So 2 away as the shortstop Perla throws out Morgan. So runner at third, Gainer.
22, Samantha Smith.
Samantha Smith, the junior, with 2 home runs. 2 out. This pitch strike called. Well, what about the aggression, Joseph Rankin of Florida A&M, kind of making some things happen, making the defense work?
I like it. I mean, it's just something that you just have to do, especially if you have if you have the personnel to do it, you just have to. And then sometimes, you really have to, as a coach, just kind of make up your mind that you're going to, in a sense, live and die by it. So, in some cases it works out, and then you are going to have some cases where the aggressive base runner or whatever may get, in a tricky situation, but most of the time just being aggressive and taking extra bases is going to work out for you.
Yeah, you take the chance with your aggression. It could work for you, but then defensively it does put pressure. You throw it across with runners scoring position, you cut it off. Here's 1-2. This is outside.
It just puts the defense in a position to where now they have to almost make a perfect throw. And then they also might have to make the right tag, and also if your defense does that, and then, you just tip your cap to them. But a lot of times you kind of just play the numbers and just have to go at it and make them make that play.
And that'll do it for 1 inning.
Well, Florida A&M grabs the lead on a fly ball to short. The shortstop Perla hauls it in. A run on a hit, a walk, and 1 stranded. So the Lady Rattlers with a 1-0 lead over Texas Southern. Tigers coming up here in the top of the second inning. We'll get to it after this on the SWAC Digital Network.
Being an athlete means having a healthy desire to do as much as you can with your body for as long as you can.
Another year, another fence lump. We gon' spin and kill.
Gatorade has lower sugar, electrolyte-backed hydration options to keep you rehydrated and replenished.
Tell her now.
Gatorade, for every athlete, forever.
All right, we welcome you back. Live here in Gulfport, Mississippi, the Gulfport Sportsplex. It's been breezy, a little drop in the humidity, but still Still a good day for softball. First pitch misses outside. Ball one.
Now the
We're
second
underway.
plate, Texas Southern is number 5, Lene Carr.
Anna Hughes for Florida A&M. Won 14 games during the regular season. It's the 1-0. Foul straight back. 1-1. Are you surprised, Joseph Rankin? Of course, Prairie with double-digit runs. Texas Southern scored runs. Alabama State did on Prairie View. What do you say is winning right now? Pitching or hitting, or is it about even right now if you look at all of that?
I mean, it just really depends on the game. I mean, I think throughout the whole games, they've had some moments where pitching has done pretty well, and then also you have some timely hitting and just taking advantage maybe of some extra outs or some base on balls and all. But I just think it's just kind of been a mixture. I mean, you've had some games where you had some very low scoring games, so you could say that pitching did well there, but you know, the defense has done well also, and especially in some of those 2-0 games or 1-1 games and all. But you know, I would just say it's been a little bit of a mixture so far.
There's a ground ball to third. A quick throw across.
Lady Tigers with 1
Canty
out. Headed to the plate is number
throws
16,
out
Madison
Carr.
Griggs.
Madison Griggs. What do you notice changed in the SWAC since you've left the SWAC in terms of SWAC coaching? Anything different that you notice in terms of strategy, rosters, just the way teams are made up, emphasis? This pitch misses high. Anything changed from what you've seen?
I mean, you know, some teams have been built a little different, where Alabama State now relies a little more on speed. I mean, Jackson State, even in the days when Coach Freeman was there, it's always kind of been dependent on speed. But you know, someone like Texas Southern, they've always been able to pitch and play defense well. But then you have, you know, teams where, just like FAMU here, with a freshman out there that's doing extremely well. I think one of the things that's impressive with a lot of the teams is some of the younger players that are playing extremely well, and have played extremely well all season.
There's the 2-0 low, 3-0. 3-0 the count, 1 out. Rattlers with a 1-0 lead. Old-fashioned Eastern Division rivalry coming up here in Game 4 with Alabama State and Jackson State. This pitch strike call, 3-1. Three and 1 the count. 1 out. Nothing. Tigers trail. It's a 3-1 foul straight back. Of course, Texas Southern, located in Houston, Texas. They have athletic director Dr. Kevin Granger. Spoke with him before the game. Of course, Kevin Granger is Dr. Granger now, but Kevin Granger played college basketball at Texas Southern, a really good guard. Full count, 3-2. Ball 4.
All 4, runner to first for the Lady Tigers with 1 out. Headed to the plate
with a 1-out
is
base runner.
number 7, Marissa Perla.
Perla, the freshman. Of course, Florida A&M located in the state capital of Florida, Tallahassee. Like Director Tiffany Sykes, she's been busy. Football team won the division title and SWAC championship celebration bowl. There's a line shot to second. It's going to be a double play. A 4-3 double play. A line shot to second. Watson over to first. Double play. Side is retired. Well, Joseph Rankin, how about that? That 4-3 double play.
It was a great play. Great play by the second baseman there, even with the stretch from the first baseman.
As we head into the
that was just a good job. And that puts base runner in a tough spot there. But that's just a very good job by the second baseman.
Side is retired. We go to the bottom of second inning. Her score 1-0. FAMU. Back after this on the SWAC Digital Network.
Being an athlete means having a healthy desire to do as much as you can with your body for as long as you can.
Another year, another fin slum. We gon' spin and kill.
Gatorade has lower sugar, electrolyte-backed hydration options to keep you rehydrated and replenished.
Tell her now.
Gatorade, for every athlete, forever.
Late for the Lady Rattlers, a 1-0 lead. Duggins going up there hacking. You know, you look at softball, it's the sport of softball. I mean, we see women's college basketball on the rise, Joseph Rankin. We saw that this past the last couple of seasons, really. And of course, you've coached in the SWAC, and you're coaching at the high school level. Off-speed misses. You know, where do you see softball? I mean, it's an exciting sport. The commissioner brings the tournament here. It's a big economic shot in the arm for this area. We've got 8 teams here. The count is 1 and 2. 2 and 2. What do you see?
Man, it's a growing sport. You look all across the country, even some of the bigger schools, some of the stadiums and all that are, whether it's being remodeled or redone and all, but just even within the conference and all, you see the quality.
That's going to be a running catch in foul territory with a tricky wind.
You see the quality of the games getting much better just because you've got a lot better athletes. No disrespect to any athletes before, but just saying a lot of there's not a lot of separation within the teams there. A lot of teams are a lot of programs are getting very good because they're getting some very good softball players within their programs.
Canty at the plate, a ground ball to short. Close out there, 2 away. We've seen some pretty good plays on the infield all tournament.
With 2 out.
2 out as Perla's been busy.
And headed to the plate is number 9, Nariah Lee.
Nariah Lee at the plate, sophomore left fielder. Quickly 2 away in the bottom of the 2nd inning. This is inside ball 1. We kind of saw the same thing in the game yesterday with Berger. Up to a shaky start, and once she settled in, she was pretty much untouchable as a chopper to third. And the side is retired. So quick inning as Sweeney
And that's
throws
going to wrap
out
it
Lee.
up for 2 innings. No runs, no hits.
6 in a row,
no
set
errors.
down. We'll take a break here.
None left
2
on
complete,
as we head into
1-0.
the top of the
Lady
third.
Rattlers, 8, 9, and 1. Coming up after this on the SWAC Digital Network.
The SWAC, the premier athletic conference in the nation. A collection of schools rich in tradition, pride, and pedigree. Sacrifice, winning, allegiance, champions. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
Third inning here in Gulfport. Glad you could join us. Simone Stanley will have our mid-game interviews coming up. Joseph Rankin, former Alcorn State Lady Braves coach. With the commentary, I'm Charles Edmond. James Crenshaw, our producer. Glad you're with us. Pitch strike called, and we're underway as Jordan hanging at the plate. The senior at 235 during the season. Texas Southern in his third inning, down 1-0. Radler's got off to a fast start. He'll try to slap it foul. What do you do, Joseph Rankin, when a pitcher's in a groove, like what we saw with this Radler team and UAPB? One pitcher sit down 15 in a row, another one 15 in a row. What do you do to break the rhythm as a coach? What are you saying? What are you doing just to kind of change things up?
I mean, there's various things that you could try to do, even if that's, getting some of your batters to call time, or just, move a little slower, or in some cases move a little faster, just anything to try to disrupt that time.
Lady Tigers now with 1 out.
Sweeney on the
Headed
ground
to the
ball.
plate is
Throws
number
out McClain.
25, Jalen Sweeney.
1 out. One away. Third baseman Canty in. Yeah, I mean, various things. You slow things up, you speed it up.
Or try to bunt. Just anything.
Count is 0-1. There's a shot down the right side. It's going to drop. Foul. Down the right side. I mean, what we saw between FAMU and UAPB yesterday is a gem of a game that I've called a lot of softball games, but that one you don't see. Pitchers on a roll. Someone had to lose. It was a tough luck loss for UAPB. Still a good season for the Lions. Here's the 0-2. Misses. Joseph Rankin, I did a game early in the season in which the winning team on the road led 4-0, and the pitcher for that team had a no-hitter. So they were winning the game, had a no-hitter, lost the no-hitter in the 7th, lost the lead in the 7th, lost the game in the 8th. How brutal is that as a coach?
That's pretty brutal.
I mean,
but it's funny how sometimes that works as far as a pitcher can be in a very good groove, have the no-hitter, but the moment a hit happens or something like that, whether it be with concentration, rhythm, something like, those things happen to where all of a sudden, okay, now another hit comes or now a run scores. It's just interesting sometimes how that happens.
1-2. Coach Rodriguez trying to put a foot down the block and got by her. Yeah, I think that's as brutal as it gets. You got a pitcher throwing a no-no, which is something that doesn't happen very often. Pitching a shutout on the road, conference. And you lose all that. 1-2 the count. Ground ball foul. But what we've seen in this East and Western Division race in the East, it's been Florida A&M, the number 1 seed. You got Bethune-Cookman. You got Alabama State, the 4 seed. Used to seeing them up there in Jackson State, kind of right there as well. The Eastern Division, she was pretty competitive.
Yeah, it looked like it was very competitive. I mean, we talked about yesterday. I mean, some of those teams were only separated by 1 or 2 losses, whereas some of those series go a different way. The seeding is probably a little bit different, but they just seem to be very competitive, and that's pretty much been showing up here at the tournament.
In the West, it's been Prairie View, and who wants to chase them for second. Here's the 2-2. 3-2. 3-2, yes, 3-2. 3-2. 3-2 the count.
3-2, full count.
Now, Prairie View had a 13-game winning streak until last night when Alabama State got them. Three-two pitch coming up here with 1 out. 2 out.
Oh, like giving mouth to a live alligator. She is gone.
And to bring up Paris Johnson. the center fielder. Jerome Blake with some really funny anecdotes on a strikeout. Jerome Blake, longtime PA announcer for Mississippi Valley Athletics. There's a shot to third on the line. Good play at third by Canty. And the side is retired. So we go to
That'll do it for the top of the third with no runs,
1-0.
no hits, no errors.
FAMU with the lead.
1-0 your score.
Take a timeout here on the SWAC Digital
Florida
Network.
A&M.
Being an athlete means having a healthy desire to do as much as you can with your body for as long as you can.
Another year, another fence slum. We gon' spin and kill.
Gatorade has lower sugar, electrolyte-backed hydration options to keep you rehydrated and replenished.
Tell her now.
Gatorade, for every athlete, forever.
For 15 years, the Home Depot Retool Your School program has been championing HBCUs. We've been right there with campus grants, scholarships, and career opportunities. Winning schools have seen their visions for upgrading their campuses and communities come to life through sustainability projects, as well as new places to connect, like innovation lounges and outdoor pavilions. As we celebrate 15 years of partnering with HBCUs, we're excited to keep the momentum going. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Leading 1-0 at the plate for the Rattlers is number 5, Mia Blasingame.
Blasingame squares the bunt and is safe at first as Berger hesitated, had trouble getting out of her glove.
Blasingame with the bunt single to first.
A bunt single.
No outs for the Rattlers headed to
Joseph
the plate.
Rankin, let's take a look at that. Just a slight
Here's
hesitation. I
number
think she
4.
had trouble getting it out of her glove.
Naomi
She had a
Jones.
slight bobble.
So top of the lineup in Naomi Jones. She lays down a bunt. It's a good one, and it's going to be a base hit. 2 on for the Rattlers.
Small ball.
Man.
Jones also with a bunt and a single to third.
There's no secret
Runners now
here.
on first and
They're going to have to
second
field
for the
another bunt,
Rattlers.
Joseph Rankin.
And of course, headed to the plate.
Have to
It's
try to
number
make some
6,
kind of adjustments,
Kiana
whether it's
Watson.
bringing their corners in a little bit more. But right now, I think FAMU kind of sees something there and taking advantage of it.
Kiana Watson flied to short. She lays down a bunt. And now the runner to third. This ball is too late. Trying to get to third and does. It's Blasingame. A time call as the infielders will huddle up here around Berger. I often wonder, Joseph Rankin, those conversations where you see the infielders. Now, we've seen some teams in which the whole team, infielders and outfielders, are in the circle when they huddle up. I've seen that a lot of late. Here's just the infielders. The outfielders have another group conversation in center field. What do you think the conversation's like there?
Well, I guess it just depends on the makeup of your team and what kind of leadership you have. Because some of those conversations, they could be, I don't want to say nice, but a little more civil. And then you may have some conversations, whether it's a leader on your team, might be telling people that, hey, we need to get it together. But, as a coach, sometimes you like to see it, especially you like to see your players taking it upon themselves to call time and get themselves together to try to just improve on what they're doing out there defensively.
Well, the count is 2-0 to Watson. Blasingame with a single. Jones with a bunt single. So using small ball and speed, the Rattlers have runners on at second and third. 2-0. Popped up, foul territory. Is there a play? No. And beyond the field of play. Count is 2-1. Again, right now, Bethune-Cookman waiting for the loser of this game at 10:30 a.m. Prairie is waiting for the loser of the next game, Jackson State, Alabama State. The winner of this game will play tomorrow at 3:30. Count is 3-1. Joseph Rankin, this pitcher Berger, is in a little bit of a pickle here.
Yep, it's a very challenging situation here, especially with no outs. Runners on second and third.
Here's the 3-1, ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
Ball 4. Runner to first for the Rattlers. Bases now due.
2 singles and a walk.
At the plate is number 2, Maya Gaynor.
Maya Gaynor, the shortstop, the infield single her last time up. So Florida A&M 1-0 can help themselves here. Bases loaded, nobody out. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Chopper to third, the throw home is there. Over to first, not made. So the safe play, Joseph Rankin, 5-2. Bases still loaded, 1 out.
And of course headed to the plate.
That is a safe play. And then sometimes you have to look and see whether or not if you actually have a play back to third.
Is number 18, Nia
I know
Morgan.
a lot of times people, will catch it and then go flip to first in terms of the catcher flipping, but sometimes it could be a little easier for the catcher because you're taking the throw from third, and now all you got to do is catch it and go back to third, if that makes sense. Because most of the time your shortstop is covering, so it could be a little quicker to just take it and go back instead of catching it and now trying to flip your feet or turn and go to first base.
We have a conversation here, Coach Rankin. Put your head coach hat on as far as this conversation here. We're down here at third base. Situational softball.
Well, I mean, just depends. I don't know really what their, philosophy is with runners on third. Most of the time you try to either drive something or get it back up the middle. Because just like the last batter, you really try not to get something straight to third. If it is something, you want to try to get them moving left or right, kind of move their feet and all. But the conversation could also be about, a squeeze or something like that, just kind of getting where a hitter is and whether or not they're comfortable with that.
Is this a squeeze situation, you think?
I mean, it could be. I'm just in a situation where I can try to score a run is, good for me.
0-2 the count, however.
Well, I should say not good for me, but just good. If that squeeze or whatever is going to help us score runs, then that's what anybody would try to do.
There's the 0-2. Check swing. Did she go around? No, a check at third. She did not.
And then also part of it is, you have your cleanup hitter up. So, most times people aren't going to squeeze because you kind of expect your cleanup hitter to do what you need to do in terms of driving the ball and all. But with 2 strikes here.
There's a chopper to second to throw home, and she is out at home. Out at home, and they're going to look at a challenge here. It's going to be a challenge right here. Joseph Rankin got to toe the bag. We'll see this throw. All out. You got to frame by frame that one. Again, as you're looking at it, that's how the umpires are looking at it.
It's a different world.
Looks like from this angle, Joseph Rankin from behind home plate, it looks like she may be out there. Yeah, that center field angle, that's the angle right there. You got to go back. Yep, they are. A couple of frames.
I don't know if you can tell because it looks like the front part of her foot is up, coming across.
If I had to guess, I'm going to say she's out.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough to overturn it.
Yeah, there has to be something there. So there has to be enough evidence to overturn the call at home plate, which is the runner is out. Is there enough there, Joseph Rankin?
I don't see enough, but I will say the catcher did a very good job of handling that throw. That was a little, wider towards the first base side. She did a very good job of adjusting to that throw.
All right, they've looked at it. We'll get a decision here in a moment. And she is out. Yeah, it looked like she just towed the bag right there. I mean, and it took a frame by frame look. Ground ball to the right side.
Front foot was up.
So the ruling on the field stands. So 2 out.
Rounded with 2 out, bases used. At the plate is number 34. Kayla
Alexander at the plate for FAMU. Nice pitch misses, so bases loaded, 2 out. Just a 1-0 game. And 2 out. Pitch strike called. Boy, this pitcher Berger trying to work out of a serious jam.
She's doing a pretty good job so far. And defense has done very well handling those 2 ground balls.
1-1 the count. High, 2-1. Well, Coach Patterson challenged. Did not win that challenge. 2-1 the count. 2 out. Boy, it's so close. Frame by frame. That's what it took to make a decision. Here's a 2-1. Shots are short. The second side is retired. Man, what a jam. 2 singles in the walk. Bases
and
loaded,
no
nobody out, and they do not score. They strand 3.
1-0 your score.
We go to the 4th inning. 1-0. FAMU. 2, 3, and 4 coming up for Texas Southern. Is that a little momentum for them? We'll find out after this on the SWAC Digital Network. Freshman pitcher. And we will now go down on the field. Simone Stanley is with head coach Raven Rodriguez.
Coach, it's been another strong defensive showing from your team. What are you impressed by from the first few innings?
I'm impressed with, our defense just kind of fighting behind, but I think that our bats need to be what needs to pick it up a little bit more. We need to make adjustments a little bit quicker. We're adjusting well to not to laying off of her rise ball, but right now we just need to adjust a little bit quicker and put some more balls in play.
What's going to be the key to waking the bats up?
Being on time, making adjustments a lot quicker, pitch to pitch rather than at bat to at bat, and then just making it better.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Simone, appreciate it. Joseph Rankin, break down what she said right there. Pitch to pitch instead of at bat to at bat. Try to make adjustments at the plate.
Yeah, what you want to, just the part that you said that's important about just trying to be on time. Which some of them are jammed and a little bit behind, but they're now going through the second time through the lineup. So you would hope that now there's a bit of adjustment to where they could be on time a little bit more and kind of get the barrel out there a little bit better.
What does it mean when she said being on time?
timing with the pitch, even with your, some of them have been behind, even with the strikeouts. They've been a little behind, just adjusting to the velocity of it. So you're just talking about being on time, getting your barrel out there just a little bit more to where now I'm not behind on, pitch. And, it's also tough with her throwing a rise ball. That's also a very tough pitch to hit. But if you can get on time, even with the rise ball, you can have a little more success by putting that ball in play.
1-1 pitch, high and outside, 2-1. For Texas Southern, 2, 3, and 4. Richardson, Garcia, and Morales for the Tigers. Top of the 4th inning. Another low-scoring game here. Of course, Prairie View, a big win, scoring 10 runs in the previous game. Joseph Rankin, you talked about one team, the best pitching team in the conference, one best hitting team in the conference. You surprised it's 1-0 so far?
No, not at all. They both pitch well. They both play defense well, so they're doing a very good job with that. But even going back to what Coach was saying about timing, you can see first time through the lineup, a lot of foul balls towards the third base dugout there. So again, you just want to do a little better just by hopefully getting those hands
Lady Tigers now with 1 out.
going a little bit quicker
At
so
the
that
plate
barrel
is
can
number
get out there a
28.
little bit better.
A ground ball to
Charisma
Canty.
Garcia.
Charisma Garcia at the plate. This is empty, 1 out. The top of the 4th. Strike called. 0-1 the count. Another difference, Joseph Rankin, is the fact that, in years past, in my opinion, some of these teams have gone through a number of arms. A lot of arms available, throughout. Pitchers go in deep innings. There's a chopper, a couple of hops, and quickly 2 away. As Canty throws out Garcia.
Lady Tigers now with 2 out.
Away.
At the
That's
plate
5
is number
in a row
37,
set down.
Angel Morales.
It was a 4-3 double play, and in that span, 6 straight set down by this pitcher, Rihanna Hughes. Fastball, low ball, 1. 1-0. FAMU with the lead, using their speed. In the 3rd inning. There's the pitch outside. Started at the bottom of the lineup. 2 bunt singles. And a 4-2 runner scored to give the lead. There's a 2-0 strike called. 2-1 the count. I'm just so glad, Joseph Rankin, that teams have more quality pitching. Because, you were a coach, it was 1 or 2 arms. Some teams 1 arm. Some teams 1 pitcher pitched the whole tournament. And that still might be the case. But is it me, or are we seeing more in terms of quantity arms that are coming through the ranks in the SWAC?
You do throughout the season, and from what just looking at the roster, it looks like there are a lot more.
There's a fly ball on the right side, the wind picking it up, and a nice running catch to right field by Blassingame.
No run, no hit, no errors.
So that'll do it for Texas Southern. Bottom of the 4th inning coming up after this timeout here on the SWAC Digital Network.
The SWAC, the premier athletic conference in the nation. A collection of schools rich in tradition, pride, and pedigree. Sacrifice, winning, allegiance, champions. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
Bottom of the fourth inning. Rattlers with a 1-0 lead. Pitch strike called, and we're underway. Home half of the fourth inning. Coming up in the top half, we'll hear from Lady Rattler head coach Camise Patterson. 0-1 the count. Against a ground ball to third. The throw across is there. One away. Seems like Joseph Rankin, both pitchers a little bit of a rhythm here. Of course, Berger got out of a jam in the last inning. She's kind of settling back
now
in.
For the Rattlers at the plate is number 21.
Well, they've both done very well. Sometimes pitchers' duels aren't exciting to a lot of people that are watching because they want to see a lot of runs and stuff. But, you know, being a...
There's a high fly ball deep right center field. This ball's well hit. It's going to be off the wall. Extra bases here. Canny around second. And she's going to run through the stop sign and gets back in. She ran through the stop sign of Coach Patterson and a triple. She gets back in.
Canty.
Well, she still would have been running. Coach Patterson had put the stop sign. That was a well-hit ball, Joseph Rankin.
At the plate is number 9.
Hit ball.
Narayan
She
Lee.
did very well. She definitely went with the pitch there. But you can see it. She was she was feeling it.
She looked back, and she had to hustle back in. So now we'll see if the speed of Florida A&M comes into play here, as Lee at the plate grounded to third her last time up. What do you expect here, Joseph Rankin, from the 8-hitter Lee, who grounded to third first time? Let's try to find a way, tries to run her way on.
Yeah, I would suspect that they try to go the small ball route.
0-2 the count.
Because you're really hoping, at least in this situation, if you can get something a little short where your third baseman feels that lead by your runner on third can be a little more aggressive because there's nobody there.
It's the 0-2. This is 1-2.
And then you're just really looking whether or not they make the play at first.
Well, as you look at the infield, Joseph Rankin, in on the corners, back at second and short, what does that tell you?
Well, I mean, I think they're still trying to keep that runner off, but that is not what you.
Here's the throw home, and she is safe there. And Berger's like, what did she do wrong right there? She is in shock. I mean, okay, so she looked the runner back. She threw to first.
Rattlers with 1 out.
Safe
1
there.
Score the runner on first.
Safe there. What about the execution of that?
At the plate.
Again, I don't know what they necessarily
Mia
teach.
Blanchard.
But you know, as soon as she catches it, you really want that attention to go back to the runner on third. And generally, you want that runner to get her. You want to give her a look so her feet is going back towards third base as opposed to holding what she's got or even moving down the line. But she kind of looked to the runner that was running the first when you have time. So immediately you want to try to get your look towards third, get those feet moving back, and then make you throw to first base.
But if the runner at third, and just an observation, foul straight back here, if the runner at third is jumping, lunging towards home, lunging towards third, do you just basically give up the runner at first? You just give that up, or do you want to try to get it out somewhere? But if you're looking at third so long and you don't get the runner at third and she's back, and the runner at first, she's already there, you just kind of lost everything?
Well, being down 1-0 already with a deficit, the runner on third is a priority. So even if she doesn't retreat when you give that attention, it's the same situation as earlier. You want that individual to kind of take off towards to get it committed one way or the other. But your runner on third is going to be the priority, especially with your being already down 1-0 in a close game.
Here's a slapper to second. Other than toss close but out. So runner to second. FAMU with a 2-0 lead.
Now with 2 out, a runner on second.
Top of the lineup.
At the plate is number 4, Naomi Jones.
Jones, a walk and a bunt single. She's stolen a base. 2-0. Slapper to third, and the side is retired. So after getting the run, a quick inning.
That will wrap it up. 4 innings, 1
So a
run,
run
1 hit,
on a hit, a
no
triple
errors,
by
1 left
Candy.
on.
She scores,
2-0 your score.
and it's 2-0.
Florida A&M.
Florida A&M. We'll take a time out here. We'll be right back after this on the SWAC Digital Network. Welcome you back to Gulfport. A happy Camise Patterson. Her team is up 2-0, Simone.
Yes, Coach. What are your takeaways from the first few innings?
Our bunts are working. We talked about that yesterday. So the fact that we're able to get the ball on the ground and working again, it's another defensive game. So we knew that this game was going to be close, just like last night. The fact that our defense is holding it down and allowing our hitters to be able to do a job is exciting. So hopefully we keep it up.
And we've seen a lot of smiles from you. Are you liking what you're seeing?
Yeah. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the moment. Just like I tell the players, enjoy the moment. Make sure that your feet are where your head is, your head's where your feet are. That's what I'm doing right now. So when they get excited, I have to smile.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Simone. Joseph Rankin, she appears to be, and getting a chance to know Coach Patterson, she appears to be, hey, let it all flow. Let it all go. Enjoy the moment for what it is.
Which you just really, you have to be who you are, especially as a coach. If that's her personality and that's who she is, then that's just who she has to be, especially for a team. Because, if her team feeds off that, if her team takes on that personality,
Inning down 2-0 at the plate for the Lady Tigers.
Just really kind of stay relaxed and just play the game and have fun, then, hey, you have to do what's going to work for you.
Run straight back off the bat of Lene Carr. I tell you what, you do see and feel some of the, I think Michael Bumpers is kind of laid back. You don't know kind of his deal, but he's kind of laid back a little bit. You don't feel the tension when you're talking to him, even though you know it's got to be there a little bit. But with Coach Patterson, she's smiling all the time. And I think her team feeds off of that.
But they've done pretty well this year, so especially, you'd be smiling if you were up 2-0 as well. So I think that helps as well, but it's good. You really want to understand, especially in softball, that your players really kind of feed off of how you are as a coach. So you really have to work hard to try to, be as positive as possible, or just be, I don't want to say carefree, but just be as loose as possible, just making sure that your players don't feed off any bad energy that's going to make them uptight or just not be able to play the way that they're capable of playing.
Yeah, just looking at her, you can't tell they're the #1 seed in the Eastern Division. Just can't tell that. They're just having fun here at the old softball park.
And that's a good thing. That's very good. It speaks very well. It speaks a lot to the culture and just the things that Coach Patterson is doing there at FAMU.
The time called here as the Rattler catcher Nia Morgan having a word for pitcher Hughes. She has gone all the way yesterday and today. There's a little pop-up. Hughes has got it.
See, that goes back to just some of the things that Coach Rodriguez was talking about as far as about being on time. That, they've had a lot of contact where they've been getting jammed, so they're not really on time to where that barrel can get out front a little bit more, where, they're just, I don't know whether it's just not recognizing the movement, the spin and all, but again, you just see a lot of late foul balls and just a lot of things to where they're really not, for now, not doing a lot to get some hard contact to where their barrel's getting out where it needs to be.
And she has set down 8 in a row. And blew it right by her. And I'm surprised she still seems like Coach has got a lot in the tank still.
A lot of your softball pitchers, they
go.
Yeah, and they can still go. Some of them do extremely well, especially after a day and all. But, it's very different from the baseball scene to where they can definitely throw more innings. But, Ms. Hughes there, she's thrown a good bit throughout the season, and she just seems to be getting stronger as the game's going on.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss on a rise ball.
Going polar bear hunting with a broom straw. That ain't gonna work. She's gone. 2 outs for the Lady Tigers.
It's 9
and
in
at
a
the
row.
plate is number 7, Marissa Perla.
I'll bring up Marissa Perla hitting a 4-3 double play. 2 out, bases empty. This is ball 1. And you know what? Texas Southern does not have a hit in this game. Again, a couple of walks, a double play. And here's a diving catch at second. Side is retired. Now take care of TSU. FAMU coming up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0 FAMU. Take a timeout. Bottom 5 coming up on the SWAC Digital Network.
As we head into the bottom of the 5th.
For 15 years, the Home Depot Retool Your School program has been championing HBCUs. We've been right there with campus grants, scholarships, and career opportunities. Winning schools have seen their visions for upgrading their campuses and communities come to life through sustainability projects, as well as new places to connect, like innovation lounges and outdoor pavilions. As we celebrate 15 years of partnering with HBCUs, we're excited to keep the momentum going. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Being an athlete means having a healthy desire to do as much as you can with your body for as long as you can.
Another year, another fence slum. We gon' spin and kill.
Gatorade has lower sugar, electrolyte-backed hydration options to keep you rehydrated and replenished. Gatorade, for every athlete, forever.
Live, getting an education on softball from Simone Stanley, education on music and culture, education on softball with head coach Joseph Rankin, former head coach of the Lady Braves. And ladies and gentlemen, Florida A&M's pitcher Hughes right now has a no-hitter going. Count is 2-0.
Yeah, says something.
New lady in the large circle for the Lady Tigers, 42, Layla Bell.
We just have to tell the story.
Well, I'll let you tell it.
Have to share the story. 2-0 the counts. No hitter going so far. And a new pitcher, Layla Bell, in the game for Texas Southern. How would you assess Berger's performance?
I mean, she did well. I mean, granted, they're down 2-0, but I mean, I think she's not sure how many hits she gave up, but she did well. I mean, as a pitcher, you always want to put your team in a position to win, and she still kept it at 2-0 there. Hopefully, at some point, at least on her part or her half, the team, can generate a little offense and all, but anytime, I think you would be pleased anytime a pitcher goes out and gives you the innings there and just keeps your team in it to have a chance to win the game.
4 innings pitched by Berger. She gave up 3 hits. Pitch inside, ball 4. Bill didn't like it.
For the Rattlers.
Watson, a leadoff walk.
And I'm going to let you tell that story because I'm still a little too close to it, so I'm not talking about it.
Okay.
I'm still nervous about saying it.
Okay.
So I don't want to mess anything up.
That's fine. That's fine. Some of my good Rattler friends posted that winning run, the highlight of that. There's a line shot base hit smacked up the middle off the bat of here comes Florida A&M yet again.
Gainer with a slam to center field. Runners now on first and second for the Rattlers.
First and second. And bring up Nia Morgan. Got some pretty good speed
At the
here.
plate is number 18, Nia Morgan.
Is this an obvious sacrifice situation, Joseph Rankin?
You would think so. Especially being that they've kind of played small ball here. But we'll see. I mean, she's kind of in the back of the box, so generally that's not a situation where we are going to bunt. But again, I think that your 4-hole hitter up, so I wouldn't say that that situation would be obvious, especially with your cleanup hitter up.
And by not bunting, and just letting her swing, if you do let her bunt, what that says is that you're taking the bat out of her hands.
I mean, you just, I was about to say she gets paid. I don't know what the NIL situation is, but I mean, that's why she's the cleanup. You already have a runner in scoring position, so you don't necessarily want to give up your cleanup hitter just to move a runner over, especially that you already have a lead.
1-1, a little flare, foul territory. It's gonna be caught and dropped at first. I don't know if the wind carried that or she just couldn't hang on. Morales. Let's take a look at it. I don't know if the wind pushed it, Joseph Rankin, but that's one you gotta get.
Especially with the cleanup hitter.
Oh yeah.
So now you're giving her an extra opportunity. We'll see. Let's see what happens there.
Count is 1-2. Another at bat for the cleanup, Morgan. This is popped up left side. It's gonna land out of play. Souvenir time. When fans here, Joseph Rankin, I'm impressed with the crowd. The first day, and you were here yesterday, I thought it was really, really good for day one.
Yep, the crowd has, they've been very good.
Here's the 1-2. Another foul. Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. On average, baseball coach once told me recently, for a pitcher, 5 pitches per batter. You got 15 pitches, you've done your job. Same for softball, right?
Yep, I mean, you generally want about 12 to 15.
Per inning.
Yeah, per inning, which anything over that kind of becomes a stress inning, so you don't want too many stress innings because really if you get in that situation where it's more than 15, that means that there's been some base runners out there. So any innings that you can kind of keep it at 12 to 15, that always makes you feel a little more comfortable as a coach.
Anything more than that stresses you out. Here's the 2-2, and just like being stressed out here, Coach Rodriguez, I'm sure, going with Bell, just trying to keep, and obviously the goal, Joseph Rankin, for Bell, trying to keep Florida A&M right where they are. I mean, it's still very much a game. You got a couple of at-bats coming up. So I just want to keep the game right where it is.
You do. And it's also an opportunity to give them let them see a different look, especially with a lefty now.
Here's a 2-2. Slapped up the middle. It's a base hit. Run around third, and it is too late. Rattlers with a 3-0 lead as Watson scores.
Morgan with the streamer to center field. Now a runner on first and second, 1-1 scored by the Rattlers.
That drop foul ball
and
comes back to hurt you there.
Is number 34.
Exactly.
Kayla Alexandra.
Kayla Alexander at the plate for FAMU. Rattlers with a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Nothing FAMU here in the bottom of the 5th inning here from Gulfport. Bethune-Cookman awaits the loser of this game. The winner of this game plays tomorrow at 3:30. The loser of this game plays Bethune-Cookman tomorrow at 10:30. You know, I used to have trouble with these brackets, Coach Rankin. I think it just, you know, with all the times and the moving parts, I struggled with these brackets for years. I think I figured it out eventually. It's a pitch, swing, and a miss. I don't know how something so simplistic was so complicated. For years, I struggled with the brackets. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just.
So that tells me you don't do the March Madness 60. Okay.
I don't do the March Madness, no. I did it one year, and it took me probably 30 minutes to kind of plot that. I was out in the first game, but.
I think the only year I tried it was when Warren Buffett was offering $1 billion for it.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah. There's the 2-1. There's a shot foul. Yeah, trying to get a couple of dollars from Warren Buffett. I think the $1 billion bracket count as 2 and 2. But even a simple bracket like the SWAC softball tournament, I struggle with 2 and 2 the count.
Well, I think had you got that $1 billion bracket right, I don't think you would be sitting right here.
I will be sitting right here with you, Coach Rankin. Swing and a miss. I'll be saying swing and a miss, Alexander. 1 out. I definitely would. Duggins at the plate.
1 out for the Rattlers. Runners on first and second.
But I don't know if they would let me do it. That's the other thing. Here's the pitch. Foul off to the right side. I would want to do it.
At the plate is
probably
number
with all the
20,
security
Brianna
that's
Tuckett.
going to be around. I don't know if they would let me do it. 0-1 the count. But nonetheless, it didn't happen. That's why I'm here with the beautiful folks in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Here's the 0-1. Poked in the center. Caught there. And a double play there. 8-6 double play. Side
And that will do it for 5.
So 5 innings complete. Rattlers add to their lead. It's 3-0.
1 run.
We'll take a timeout when we come back. 8, 9, and 1 coming up.
3-0 your score.
Top 6 on the way here on the
as we go
SWAC
into
Digital
the top.
Network.
The SWAC, the premier athletic conference in the nation. A collection of schools rich in tradition, pride, and pedigree. Sacrifice, winning, allegiance, champions. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
When you join the HBCU family, you become part of the tradition of breaking barriers in your community, breaking ground in your career, and bringing it with everything you do. From how you look to how you move in the classroom, on the court, and on the field. That's why Academy Sports and Outdoors is proud to celebrate the HBCU legacy and all those to add to it in their own way.
First
Inning
team and
down
second
3-0
team.
at the plate for the Lady Tigers is number
SWAC
17.
coaches and sports information
Jordan
directors
McLean.
vote for the all-conference team, first and second team, and I think they got a good ballot out there. As we go to the top of the 6th inning, here's a bunt, fielded at third, the throw, 1 out.
Lady Tigers now with 1 out.
One away. Here
Headed
in
to the plate is
6th.
number 25, J. Lynn Sweeney.
Sweeney at the plate. One out. Again. Pitcher throwing a no-hitter. Joseph Rankin in this game. Loriana Hughes, a no-no so far. 1 out here in the 6th. Foul straight back. Sweeney struck out her first time up. Again, this pitcher is not allowed a base runner since the 2nd inning. A 1-out walk and then a 4-3 double play erased that inning, and she's been good ever since. Here's the 1-1, strike call, 1-2. Top of the lineup coming up for Texas Southern. And it's still a game, Joseph Rankin, 3-0, and the Tigers get a couple of runners on, got a time run coming up here.
It's been a very good game, but they've been facing a tough one here in terms of just the pitcher who's doing a great job of changing eye level and just even going in and out and all. She's doing an extremely good job.
And what's so impressive is the fact that she went all the way yesterday. It's got enough in the tank. Here's a 2-2, high fly ball. The center, this should be the 2nd out, and it is. 2 away. As Naomi Jones hauls it in. 2 down.
2 out for the Lady Tigers.
Also very impressive.
At the plate.
She's a freshman.
At the top of the batting order
that's
is number 13.
Just by
Harris
watching
Johnson.
her, I've been watching her in the circle, and just her composure and everything. It's very impressive.
2 out, Paris Johnson standing in. It's 12 in a row set down. A slapper up the middle. It's a base hit. First single for Texas Southern. Paris Johnson, the leadoff, slaps it in the left
Johnson with a single in that first.
And that breaks
runner on first for the Lady Tigers. That plate is number 6.
And that
Cameron
breaks
Richardson.
up the no-no. And it'll bring up Pamela Richardson.
Not trying to be up here blaming anybody, but
it's
I have to say somebody put the kibosh.
It's exciting when you see a pitcher on the way to it, to perfection. Pitch strike call to Richardson. But that's still, I mean, we've seen the last 2 days a pitcher set down 14 in a row, another set down 15 in a row. And right here, Hughes has set down 12 in a row until that base hit. So some impressive pitching we've seen. Runner going. Coach Rodriguez just at this point, Joseph Rankin, I mean, struggling to get base runners, base hits. You just say, you know what? Let's just get aggressive and see what happens. Make the defense work a little bit.
I mean, yeah, you would try to. You would hope that now all of a sudden that kind of breaks the rhythm a little bit, that you can kind of get something going. But, I mean, for the most part here, especially with this batter, pitchers out there still making some tough pitches and all. So now you're really at a point that, I mean, you just hope that now the top of your lineup can do some things to kind of create some opportunities for you to score some runs.
That's Texas Southern trying to do, get another runner on, bring up the potential tying run. Here's the 0-2. This is slapped foul. As a coach, you like to see those slappers just trying to stay alive up there.
You do. And that's part of their job, to be, as we tell some of ours sometimes, to be a pest.
Be a pest, just find a way to get on, stay alive.
Yeah, and just be a hard out. Just be a very tough out.
0-2 the count to Richardson.
Good.
Pitch low, 1-2. Again, this is the first winner's game. The loser of this game is not eliminated. The winner, though, is in control of the bracket. This particular bracket. 1 and 2 the count. Fly ball, shallow left. Oh, it's caught it short. Boy, and tough play there. Whose ball was that, Coach Rankin? Was that left with a better angle or shortstop that made it tough?
Well, usually you have your outfilders have priority over your infielders and all, but, you know, that's something where kind of talk about that a little bit when they come off, but you're just glad that you caught the ball.
Glad the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Florida A&M, bottom of the lineup, bottom of the 6th, 3-0. FAMU will be right back after this.
Being an athlete means having a healthy desire to do as much as you can with your body for as long as you can.
Another year, another fence slum. We gon' spin and kill.
Gatorade has lower sugar, electrolyte-backed hydration options to keep you rehydrated and replenished. Gatorade, for every athlete, forever.
We welcome you back to Gulfport. Glad you can join us on the SWAC Digital Network. Simone Staley on the field with on-the-field reporting and interviews.
Thomas is at the
Crenshaw, producer.
For the Rattlers, there's 21, Keanu Watson.
Former Lady Braves head coach Joseph Rankin. Glad you can join us. I'm on social media, Tall Man Radio on X. On Facebook, Charles Edmond. Let us know what you think about the coverage here so far. Some good games, some exciting games. A no-no was just broken up. Count is 1-1 here in this bottom of the 6th inning. 3-0. Florida A&M with the lead. There's the pitch up and in to Canty. Canty tripled, grounded to short. Well, if you're Florida A&M, Joseph Rankin, another run, an insurance run wouldn't hurt, would it?
You're going to try to keep adding on because just like we saw last night, you never know in the last inning, so you want to try to add on as many as possible just to make sure you give yourself as much insurance as possible.
Count is 3-1. You're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jackson State, Alabama State coming up next. Here's a 3-1 strike call, full count. Oh, Eastern Division battle. We were kind of messing with Coach Kevin Shaky Montgomery a little while ago as he watches on. And he likes these high-scoring games. He says he feels like he's got the bats to be able to put enough pressure on you. And he feels like no team can outscore his team. Kind of a different take. I mean, usually, you know, we got the pitching, we got the defense, but he's saying, hey, we're going to let it rip at the plate.
You know, sometimes, I mean, that's just a part of recognizing the strength of your team and just recognizing what your team does well. So, hey, if they're going to try to outslug you,
and hit it to the plate.
Can a team, I've said this about baseball, it looks like we got a pitch hitter here. Alicia DeLessin at the plate. Alicia DeLessin at the plate for FAMU. For Lee. So we'll see how Coach Patterson plays this.
At the plate for the Rattlers is
speed.
number 12, Delasia DeLeslin.
Trying to lay down a bunt here, perhaps. Shows swinging. Pitch is inside. So you're a former baseball player. I've always had this conversation. Is it possible to slug your way to a championship? Or does it just boil down to at some point you got to get outs? And we've seen really good baseball teams in this conference with plenty of bat power. There's a 1-0, a chopper to first. And nobody covering. Now the runner to third. And everybody is safe. Well, that is a mistake defensively, Joseph Rankin, and your mouth is wide open on that one.
Because it just, I mean, you don't normally see Texas Southern, just defensive miscues. Just like I said, I mean, earlier, if you look at the team stats, they're from a statistical standpoint, best defensive team in the conference. So it's not common to see them making some defensive mistakes.
Well, obviously, second baseman should have been covering as a slapper foul. But in that situation, if she just held it at first, knowing if she looked over and saw that nobody was covering and just held it, would that have been a better situation to try to hold the runner at second? I think that would have worked there. Just the speed. It's the challenge first to make a throw over.
That is, well, and then sometimes you would just want your first baseman to catch it and then come to the line. So you pretty much,
there's a bunch of fair ball. The throw there is good, and the runner scores.
But catch it and come to the line and then tag instead of, turning your back to it or whatever, because that runner has to come to you. I think I just wasn't sure if she had enough time to where after that high bounce, if she could have just came to the line. But usually that's how you that's what you want to do initially, just to be able to catch that, come to the line. That way you can keep your eyes or keep your head towards that lead runner.
As they say, keep your head on swivel. So now we've got another pinch hitter for Florida A&M. Kayla Aldridge, a sophomore, will bat for Jones. Well, we talked about that insurance run that Florida A&M would like to get. They got it. One out, runner at second, 4-0. Bell, well, it's been tough for her. Pitch fouled off. Well, you had a pitcher in Berger that was kind of hanging tough. You feel like maybe pitch count is up. Want to bring in a different look, different arm. Sometimes you can keep things at bay, but not the case here.
Yep, and I mean, it goes along with any lineup change or pitching change at all. As a coach, that's what you're going with and that's what you believe in. I mean, sometimes it works out well for you, and then sometimes it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong or anything, but you're just making a decision that you just feel like it's best at that particular time, and just sometimes it's just a matter of executing a little bit better for those decisions to work out.
The count is 1-1. Pitch misses outside. 2-1.
And I always remember Alabama playing in the College World Series, and Coach Murphy pinch hitting their 4-time All-American, and you can hear the broadcast questioning it and everything, but she hits a grand slam.
There's he's out at home. Man, that's a strong throw from center.
Very good throw.
Man, terrific. I like to see that, Joseph Rankin. That's another thing we've seen. We've seen some strong throws from the outfield. You just can't assume a runner's going to score.
Here's number 6, Kiana Watson.
So a base hit. And for FAMU, Jones again.
Re-entering number 4, Naomi Jones at first.
And Watson at the plate. She's walked twice and flied to short. Man, that was a heck of a throw from center field. And we've seen some pretty good defensive plays, but Paris Johnson, strong throw from center. 2 out, run is in, it's 4-0. There's the pitch slow. Runner to second, the throw, and she is safe there. Jones on the re-enter steals second. Count is 1-0. 1-0 the count. Again, the winner of this game controls the bracket. The loser will have to come back and try to get back on the horse. Here's the pitch high. Again, the winner of this game will play tomorrow at 3:30 versus the winner of Jackson State, Alabama State. The loser of this game plays Bethune-Cookman tomorrow at 10:30. 2-0 the count. This pitch is high, 3-0. 2 out, runner at second. Florida A&M. Last year their baseball team made a heck of a run to win the SWAC baseball tournament and to go through Alabama State multiple times at the end and in Atlanta. Pitches inside, ball 4.
All 4, runner at first, Rattlers with 2 out, headed to the plate.
Florida A&M, everybody's watching them, Joseph Rankin. They are the number 1 seed in the East, so a lot is expected and a lot of eyes on them. Yep. As the division winner in the East.
Which they're executing.
And the co-coach of the year.
Yep, they're executing right now. They've been very impressive.
2 out, 2 on. Foul straight back. On 1 the count, it caught the home plate umpire. And he shakes it off. You know what, Joseph Rankin, I have more respect for catchers and home plate umpires. They catch it all. They catch the backswings, the foul tips. You know, they get it. I don't think I could ever be a catcher.
No, thank you.
You're a former baseball player. Could you see yourself being a catcher?
No, I think when I was 12 in All-Stars, they tried it once. Going into the little All-Star game, and that was no thank you.
Was it a no thank you from you, or was it an epic fail?
No thank you from me.
How did you do?
I don't know. I didn't play it, so I just played shortstop. I was like, no thank you.
Over 0-1 the count, 2 outs. Four to nothing. The Rattlers trying to put Texas Southern in the loser's bracket. This pitch is low. Coach Rankin, as a coach, you're 1 win away from controlling your bracket. You win that second game, you're feeling good. You win that third game, you're a win away from winning it all. You're in the championship game. There's a foul off the foot. The fact that you're winning, you got 1 pitcher that's pitched every inning. Everything you've seen to pull out of the bag is working. And that's what's happening right now for Florida A&M. I mean, all the moves that Coach Patterson is making is working at this point. And what's that like? I mean, it's just, I mean, that's what makes it special.
Yeah, and I believe, during their interview, she mentioned they talked about their bunting. So, I mean, that's one thing that they try to do well. And, I mean, if they do it well, especially with their speed, it's just pretty tough to stop. Because you're going to put yourself in position to get runners on base and just kind of create, some situations where the defense has to make plays. But, I mean, the more that they win, the more that they kind of stay ahead, more confidence they get, and,
There's a shot to center, and the side is retired. Got an interesting question for you, Joseph Rankin, about the speed game. And the Rattlers, their lead is 4-0. 7th inning coming up after this here on the SWAC Digital Network.
The SWAC, the premier athletic conference in the nation. A collection of schools rich in tradition, pride, and pedigree. Sacrifice, winning, allegiance, champions. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
Being an athlete means having a healthy desire to do as much as you can with your body for as long as you can.
Another year, another Vince Lum. We gon' spin and kill.
Gatorade has lower sugar, electrolyte-backed hydration options to keep you rehydrated and replenished. Gatorade, for every athlete, forever.
As you see, pitcher of the year, Anna Hughes. She is pitching a one-hit shutout as we go to the 7th inning. 4-0 here in the 7th, and here's a shot foul down the right field line, and we are underway as Garcia leading it off. Pitcher had set down 12 in a row until Paris Johnson, a 2-out single in the 6th inning. The only other base runner besides that, a walk to Griggs and a walk to Garcia. So only 3 base runners given up here by Hughes. The rise ball is high.
Top of the 7 at the plate.
I'm going to save my speed question, Coach, for the next game. Something we'll talk about because both teams are going to use speed. I was at Alabama State. You talked about it yesterday, how they are much improved in the speed department. So I'll save my question for the next game.
Okay.
Here's the 1-1. This is outside. Again, if Florida A&M wins this game, they'll play the winner of Jackson State and Alabama State tomorrow at 3:30. And if Texas Southern loses this game, they'll look at Bethune-Cookman, who already kept their season alive, tomorrow at 10:30. So we know the first game, time called here. We know the first game tomorrow, Bethune-Cookman versus the loser of this game.
There, you got your water.
At 1 o'clock. It'll be the Jackson State, Alabama State loser versus Prairie View at 1. Then at 3:30, the winner of this game will take on the winner of Jackson State, Alabama State at 3:30. Count is 3-1. Four nothing. It's still a game. Joseph Rankin get a couple of base runners on, and the leadoff is on for Texas Southern.
Ball 4,
Garcia
runner
walks
first
for the second
Lady
time.
Tigers of Texas Southern headed to the plate.
Now we're going to get some pinch runners and pinch hitters here, just trying to extend this game, Joseph Rankin.
I'm trying to do all you can. Just like you said before, I mean, at this point, especially being down 4, you want to get as many runners as possible, just kind of keep that line moving. So I'm sure Coach Rodriguez is trying to do all that she can to get some base runners out there and just create some opportunities for them to score some runs.
Well, the pinch hitter for Morales here in the 7th inning will be Deanna Zuniga, the senior. And a pinch runner for Garcia will be Madison Battle. So a pinch hitter and a pinch runner here in the 7th inning. So Joseph Rankin, obviously the strategy is you need base runners first. Swinging away here. Don't sacrifice. Don't can't afford outs at this point.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. I mean, general rule is
number 11,
since you
Lauren
only have
Pepper.
3 outs left, you're not going to give one up here. Try trying to sacrifice because you need more than one run here.
Run attempt here.
Correction, Deanna Navega.
4-0. Lady Rattlers won 2-1 in extra innings yesterday. Up 4-0 here. Top of the 7th. Steal 1. Slap to third.
Wow, great play.
Throw to second. I don't know what the pitch runner was doing.
I think she thought she caught it on the line.
Yeah.
1 out with a runner on first for the Lady Tigers.
She thought it was caught a line drive catch when it wasn't.
At the plate is number
a fair
4,
ball.
Sanaya Henderson.
So 1 out. Runner at first. Now Florida A&M looking for a double play to end it.
It's a pretty good play by the third baseman.
Yeah, snared it. There's a line screamer foul off to the right side. Pretty good contingency from Tallahassee. Coming down I-10, making the trip here. 0-1 the count. And their fans excited about what they're seeing so far. Team up 4-0 here in the 7th. 0-1. 0-2. We've seen players battle at the plate, so we kind of expect that. Jackson State, Alabama State, Eastern Division battle coming up next here on the SDN. 1-2 the count. His ball is high. One and two with 1 out. Two teams have been eliminated. UAPB and Southern. 1-2 the count, 1 out. The 1-2. Popped up. Foul and out of play. Well, another good battle here, Joseph Rankin, just trying to find a way to stay alive.
Yeah, which, I mean, Texas Southern throughout the game have had some good at-bats, fouling off some pitches and all, but it's just a matter of just finding a way to put those pitches in play.
There's the 1-2 waste one outside, 2-2.
And just trying to get some hits.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Florida A&M just dominated. Their speed, I think, clearly was an aggravation for Texas Southern. 2-2 the count with 1 out. The pitch. 2 out. Time called. Another pinch hitter. Jasmine Dodd will pinch hit, the senior. So Dodd for Carr. 2 out, runner at first. Texas Southern needs a couple more base runners. Two out. We'll talk with Coach Stanley, and we also will have a couple of words with
Lady Tigers with 2 out.
Right now throwing a one-hitter.
It's number 3, Jasmine Dodd.
Brianna Hughes, the freshman, 14-3 with a 172 earned run average, a foul to the left side. 0-1 the count. Top of the 7th inning. We'll have a full slate of games tomorrow. Teams trying to stay alive. Teams will be heading home. And tomorrow you have teams controlling the bracket, one win away from the championship here on day 2. Back half of day 2 action here from Gulfport. Won the count. Top of the 7th inning. Strike called, 0-2. This freshman pitcher, Brianna Hughes, 1 pitch away from going all the way, Joseph Rankin, in 2 games. And you're talking about 15 innings. Here's the 0-2. Florida A&M puts Texas Southern in the loser's bracket with a 4-0 win.
Your final score,
So
Rattlers of Florida A&M 4.
Boone-Cookman will take on Texas Southern tomorrow at 10:30. Florida A&M wins 2-1 yesterday, 4-0 here. 1 win away from the championship round. We'll be talking with Coach Camise Patterson as well as Zariana Hughes, who goes all the way, gives up 1 hit, strikes out 3, a gem of a game. Joseph Rankin, you just can't say enough about this freshman.
I mean, that's 15 innings now so far in the tournament. She's given up 1 run. That's
and the question's going to be, and maybe Simone will bring it up, who's going to go tomorrow? Do you stick with Hughes tomorrow? That'll be an interesting conversation, an interesting thing to think about. You've got a pitcher that's gone 15 innings. All right, let's go down on the field, ladies and gentlemen, as the Lady Rattlers get it done. Simone Stanley is with Zoriana Hughes.
Zoriana, you pitched a shutout to keep your team in the win bracket. How are you feeling after that outing?
I'm feeling great. You know, we worked really hard to get here, so I'm just glad everything's going.
You worked really hard. You were the SWAC Freshman of the Year and Pitcher of the Year, and it's translating to the postseason. 2 wins for you. What was your mindset coming into this week?
I mean, we already know what we can do, you know, being number 1 seed. I was just excited for our team. Everybody's already done everything we can, so just excited on them.
Congratulations.
All right, and now, how about Coach? How about Coach?
Our action of the night will begin at 6:50. Once again,
we
our
forgot to get
final
Coach
game
Patterson.
of the night will begin at 6:50.
Well, we'll talk with her tomorrow. As Florida A&M 1 win away from the championship round. 6:50 start time for our next game. 6:50. Jackson State, Alabama State, Eastern Division battle. So that'll do it here. Game 3, day 2. Lady Rattlers get it done. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Final game of day 2, Jackson State, Alabama State, coming up next here on the SWAC Digital Network.